Good evening, we are in Innsbruck. We are at the train station because we are going to take the Nightjet train from Innsbruck all the way to Amsterdam. Right behind me are the Austrian Alps with a little bit of snow left. It is still not too warm here, but with my jacket on and closed, I think I'll manage. I have about 1 hour at this pickpocket heaven here. Need to find a place where I can sit to have something to eat. It's like 1 million people here.
And on Sunday, the 11th of May, from 8 o'clock to 14 o'clock, between traffic purposes.
Next stop is to Verona. This train will continue all the way to Venezia. We have a Vecchia Rossa train. Common business class. In between my intercity Notte train arriving at Milan and my Nightjet train departing from Innsbruck, I needed myself to get positioned again. I did that by simply taking 2 intercity trains. Time to get going. Don't want to miss my next sleeper experience. Coach 26D. I'm in business class today. Where my train to Verona Porta Nuova was a Vecchia Rossa intercity with speeds of over 200 km an hour, even on this short hop from Milan, the ongoing train to Innsbruck was just a regular old ÖBB intercity and intercountry, but you don't really notice that when you're in the Schengen area. While the Vecchia Rossa ticket in business class costed me €20.90, the discounted fare on board the ÖBB intercity was just €19.70. That one was in second class though, but it was just fine. The huge windows gave us nice views of the Alps if we weren't in some long ass tunnel. Flash forward to Innsbruck, where we need to be for the Nightjet sleeper train to Amsterdam. My train has just pulled into the station here at track number 7, and this train will go all the way to Hamburg, but I am going to Amsterdam. How's that possible? Well, the train will split later on. I'm not sure if we can film that. Whether I'm awake or not, we'll see later on. I'm scheduled to arrive in Amsterdam in about 13 hours after departure. So most of the trip will be late evening and night. Probably this review won't be a long video. But I wanted to redo this Nightjet experience because the first experience I had with this train, that's an airplane. That's the airport's nearby here, otherwise we have a problem. I wanted to redo my Nightjet experience I had some 3 years ago. That wasn't the best of experiences. My fellow passengers were fine, but everything else was just not really up to my expectations, to be honest. So here it doesn't say it's going to Amsterdam, but on the information board it says Amsterdam, Hamburg. One half, just over half, goes all the way to Hamburg, and the latter part will go to Amsterdam. So we are in the part that doesn't seem to have Wi-Fi, while the other ones have. I'll start my walkthrough from the front of the train, as that's the part that goes to Hamburg, which is supposed to have the newer carriages already. As far as I can see, that's true. So I want to show you real quick before I end up in the old train that's going to Amsterdam. Let's see. This is for the passengers that are poor and don't want to pay for a ticket in a bed. Or maybe they have a shorter route. I don't want to be the one sitting for 13 hours, that's for sure. Special mobility carriage, look at that. That's really nice and spacious. More seating. Look at these cabins. These are the new ones we won't get today. Those are all single use. There's like 4 in a corner here. That looks pretty neat. Cabins look. Those look really cozy. No one here, look at that. The cabins with the 2. That looks really nice. This is the one that will go to Amsterdam, so that's the one I'm in. And I'm in a 4th layer, not a 4 sleeper. So let's see if we can find it. The mountains are really stunning here in Innsbruck. I've been to Vienna before, but it's in the city center and it's a big town, so you don't really see things like this from the train station, at least not the main train station. Let's see if it will open for me. Innsbruck, Amsterdam. Look at the ladder though. It's a lot darker here than in the other ones. They have nice windows, and I still prefer windows on both sides. Toilet looks cool though. These are all for seating passengers. So it's a little bit dark, but there's 6 seats in here and no beds. This looks like the old Dutch second class carriages coupe, as we used to call it. There's a button to push. These are the double usage. Those are really nice already. That's my carriage, so let's find.
Dat ik dus, weet je, ik weet echt überhaupt niet of ik dit ooit zelf gedaan heb. Zo.
Sorry, I have to check. 94, yeah.
Ja, je ging wel.
Ja, vond.
Hallo.
Two other passengers in my car, and I'm not going to talk there because it's almost 10 o'clock now. We are approaching the border with Germany. Last time I did this on Nightjet, it was at Passau, and it took a long time to get cleared by German immigration and customs. Let's see how it goes this time. That's a lot of buttons. Let's do a quick toilet run before it's smelly. Picture here is from Istock Colosseum. So the window can be opened like this, and we have running water, which is not cold and not warm. Kinda nice actually. Thank you. There's 2 more mirrors. And we have soap. Still empty, but I guess the passengers will find their space later. I also have a cabin like this. Can't film in there because there's 2 other passengers, so I'm not going to ask them to leave. Setup is the same though. We decided to do the beds on 1, 2, 3. And this lower one is the seating area, and that one we use for storage. If you need to sleep with 6 people here, that's a lot of passengers. Although you can store your luggage under the seats here if you want to. Most people decided to go to bed. A very good morning. We are in Hanover. We should not be in Hanover, but we are. The train has made a detour. We have decoupled here from the part that goes to Hamburg. Yeah, Hamburg it is. It's still early in the morning, 7 o'clock. Sorry for that. We are waiting for our departure to Amsterdam. We are not on the board as well, so I have no clue. The staff is outside and it's too cold for me to go outside, and I'm still too lazy. That's a relieved plate. I don't think this is supposed to do this.
Deze Zug endet hier. Alle afwechseln bitte.
Wat? We moeten eruit?
This train terminates here. We'll go on an ICE train. Okay, what's going on here? Well, we have been at Hanover station for about an hour now, and the train broke down. We won't be going anywhere on the Nightjet train, so all people had to grab their stuff and get off the train as soon as possible, as we would be able to hop on the ICE train to Amsterdam across the platform. We would be able to use our Nightjet ticket if needed and are allowed to sit somewhere random, as we don't have seat reservations for that train. Obviously, ÖBB isn't going to arrange that in just a few minutes. No big deal, as we would at least get to our final destination at our soonest convenience. We do miss out on something though: breakfast. That breakfast was one of the reasons I wanted to give the Nightjet sleeper train another go, but now I won't be served at all, as it seems. The ICE doesn't have onboard catering, and we were basically just hitchhiking. What did I claim and what did I get? Before I was even in Amsterdam, I received an email from ÖBB with apologies and a way to claim a refund. Make an international phone call. One social media post directed at ÖBB, and a short while later it was confirmed I could make my claim online, which I did as soon as I arrived in Amsterdam. Given it was a Sunday, I didn't expect a quick answer. It was the very next morning though that ÖBB informed me I would get a 50% refund of the ticket amount paid as compensation for the cancellation of the Nightjet, a late arrival at my final destination, and missing the breakfast. What's more amazing, to me at least, is that the refund was paid out the very next day. And that's how you do customer service. Yes, ÖBB fucked up badly, but they were very, very quick to process the compensation you're entitled to. To that, I can only say hat off to ÖBB. So that's it. I'm on an ICE train to Amsterdam instead of the jet.